At the beginning of the story, a prisoner named Floyd is practicing boxing in a prison when some soldiers come and bring him dinner. The loaf for dinner is so dirty that even a dog doesn't want to eat it, and Floyd swears that the day he is able to get out of this prison, he will punch the soldiers' butts until they are torn to shreds. The guard soldiers are angry at Floyd for saying such things to them, and they beat and torture him while arresting him. Then the soldiers come to an iron cage with a girl who seems crazy, and the girl is bored of being alone inside and invites the leader's soldier to come inside and play with her. The girl disregards the rules and is holding the bars when a soldier presses a computer button, electrocuting her and causing her to fall to the floor. The time is when Superman is dead and humanity is facing the threat of metahumans. Intelligence officer Amanda Waller advises the US government to form a group named Task Force X with the supervillains who have been arrested in prison. One of the first supervillains is Floyd Lawton, whose nickname is Deadshot. He is a hitman, and just like his name, Deadshot, he has never missed any of his targets. When Deadshot arrives at his target's location before going to jail, he first calls his client to transfer the money, and when the $2 million arrive in his bank account, he immediately clears it without missing the target. As the saying goes, everyone has their own weakness. Even though he is such a powerful hitman, he still has a weakness. It's his 11-year-old daughter in Gotham City, and Deadshot loves his daughter very much. No matter how hard as steel he is on the outside, his daughter knows that her father is doing bad things, but she always forgives him and tells him that she still loves him and that he would not do such bad things again. That night, Batman catches him, and the two fight fiercely. But Deadshot tries to shoot Batman, but his daughter intervenes. Deadshot surrenders because of his daughter and comes to prison. Another one is Harley Quinn. Before she became this crazy, she was a psychiatrist. Her real name is Dr. Harleen Quinzel. One day, she falls in love with a patient she is curing, and one night, that patient destroys her memories, causing her to become a crazy lady. Later, she becomes a couple with that crazy man and starts doing all kinds of bad and evil work together with that crazy guy called Joker. One night, they are crazily loving and driving home after being chased by Batman, and the car plunges off a bridge into a river. Batman jumps into the river and tries to save Harley, but Harley, who is pretending to be unconscious, attacks him again, and Batman knocks her unconscious and brings her to prison. Another is Captain Boomerang, whose nickname is Digger Harkness. He has robbed every bank in Australia at least once, and when he comes to America on a mission, he encounters the Flash and is arrested. Another is a pyrokinetic ex-gangster. His name is El Diablo. He accidentally killed his family and other people and was arrested on his own accord. Another one is called Waylon Jones, and his face looks like a crocodile instead of a human face, which is why people nickname him Killer Croc. Although he is a human, he often eats animals like a crocodile raw, which is why people treat him like a monster. While Amanda is talking about supervillains, she starts talking about a witch from another dimension who can use incantations, fly through the air, and so on. Dr. June Moon, an archaeologist, is on a research trip in a forest when she comes across a cave, opens a statue, and is possessed by a witch called the Enchantress. Witches have a secret buried heart, and with the witch's heart found in the cave, Amanda can currently control the Enchantress. One of Amanda's subordinates, Colonel Rick Flag, is in love with Dr. Moon, who is being possessed by Enchantress, and Amanda decides to ask Flag to lead Task Force X. The next day at the meeting, Amanda presents in front of all the government officials that she will use supervillains to attack and suppress the rampant metahumans in the city and transform Dr. Moon into the Enchantress. At Amanda's command, the Enchantress unleashes her magical powers, and Amanda forces her to transform back into Dr. Moon, but she hesitates and transforms back into Dr. Moon, hurting her heart. When Dr. Moon regains consciousness, Flag takes her outside because she's scared, and the higher-ups agree to go ahead with Amanda's plan. The next morning, Amanda, Flag, and Dr. Moon arrive at Belle Reve, where the supervillains have been arrested, and they ask Deadshot to prove for the mission. Deadshot tries to hit every target with a gun and says the price he wants for the mission. Deadshot first asks them to let him get out of here and provide everything his daughter needs, but Flag tells him that a prisoner like him has no right to ask for everything he wants. Flag doesn't want to agree to join the supervillains in order to fight against the enemies, but he finally agrees because he can't overcome Amanda. On the other hand, when the Joker learns that his girlfriend has been captured by the government, he forces Belle Reve security officer Griggs to cooperate with him by offering him a lot of money. That night, Enchantress takes over Dr. Moon's body, and, when Flag tries to call Amanda, she threatens him to kill his love and flees. When the Enchantress arrives at Amanda's house, she finds a statue of her brother and allows her brother's spirit to enter a man's body. Then they decide to team up and create a magic weapon that would eradicate humanity, and she soon returns to Dr. Moon's body. Enchantress's brother Incubus possesses the person who falls to the ground, and a physician tries to heal him, but he stretches out his big arms like an octopus and starts attacking humans by summoning lightning. Word of the attack on Midway City soon spreads. And the government approves the activation of Task Force X as per Amander's recommendation. Just like that, the program's scientists have injected nanobooms, connected their locating devices into the necks of the supervillains, and brought them out for the mission. On the other hand, Joker, with the help of Security Officer Griggs, has brought his subordinates to the facility where nanobombs are made. The Joker forces one of the program's scientists to disable the nanobomb in Harley's neck by threatening to kill his wife. On the other hand, Enchantress escapes from Amander's control. Amander hurts her heart, and Incubus heals her pain. Just like that, the witch Enchantress, who has fully merged with Dr. Moon's body, asks her brother Incubus to help her and begins to create a large magical weapon that will destroy humanity with her magical powers. On the other hand, the Task Force X team led by Flag himself has joined Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Killer Croc, a pyrokinetic ex-gangster, as well as Captain Boomerang and Slipknot, who can climb and go anywhere. Before the mission begins, Flag explains to the supervillains that all of them have nanobombs injected into their necks and that if they rebel against him or try to escape, they will die instantly. Amander introduces herself and tells the supervillains that there is a terrorist in Midway City, and they are tasked with rescuing a person trapped in the city and in trouble. She warns that if the mission succeeds, all of their prison sentences will be reduced, and if the mission fails, they will all die. A Japanese swordswoman named Katana also joins the Task Force X group led by Colonel Flag, and just like that, the group leaves for Midway City by helicopter. The Joker sends a message saying he'll be coming to Harley soon, and Deadshot finds out about it but keeps it a secret. When the helicopter they are riding in arrives in the city, it is suddenly attacked and crashes. As the plane is damaged, they can't drive any further, and all of their crew has to walk into the city on foot. Strolling into town, Boomerang explains to Slipknot that the boons aren't really about their necks but a deliberate trick because Amander wants to control them like a puppet, and he convinces Slipknot to run away together. When the two actually try to escape, the Sword Lady stops Boomerang. Slipknot manages to escape, but Flag activates the nanobomb in his neck, and he dies instantly. Flag actually kills him and warns the team, but Harley and Deadshot continue to consult on escaping, and Boomerang requests El Diablo to help them when they all escape, attacking Flag with his powerful flames. Before long, they all start arriving in the area where Incubus and his minions are, and the metahumans see their group and start attacking. The soldiers shoot at the monsters that approach them with guns, and the Sword Lady cuts them down one by one with her sword. Harley and Deadshot are also attacking monsters as much as they can, and Killer Croc is destroying monsters with his bare hands without using any weapons. A lot of monsters surround Flag and try to capture and take him, but Harley doesn't want to save him. Deadshot shouts to her that if he dies, they will all die. So she beats the monsters with her bamboo stick and saves Flag. Deadshot wipes out the remaining monsters one by one until there are none left, and before long, their team succeeds in defeating almost all of the monsters. But another group that broke away from them is captured by the monsters, and the Enchantress turns them all into monsters and makes her army. Flag and Deadshot enter a building and proceed to the top floor. Harley takes the elevator ahead of them, and Joker sends a message that he will be arriving at her location shortly. Harley, who reached the top floor first, attacks and suppresses the two monsters, then reunites with Deadshot's team, and shortly after, their team has to fight with the monsters on the top floor again. Deadshot realizes that there is no way he can continue to face the remaining monsters with their powers, so he forces the pyrokinetic guy to help them fight. The pyrokinetic man was enraged by Deadshot, and flames came out of his hands and set fire to all the monsters. Just like that, the group continues upstairs, and Harley sees the 9 hot water tubs downstairs and is reminded of her in Joker's past. The Joker once asked Harley to jump into a hot water tub, telling her that if she really loved him, she would do anything he asked. Harley jumped into a tub of hot water as he said to prove her true love, but the Joker saved her without letting her die, and they shared their love. When the group reaches the top floor, they meet Amanda, who once again forces the group to do as she asks. At that moment, the Joker and his subordinates start attacking their group from a helicopter. And Harley has already climbed onto the helicopter, where her lover is. Amander tries to kill her, but the nanobomb in her neck has been disabled, so there is nothing she can do. Amander orders Deadshot to shoot her, but Deadshot misses the target, and eventually Harley arrives in the helicopter and reunites with her boyfriend, Joker. But Amander doesn't give up and shoots down Joker's helicopter, and Harley manages to jump onto the building just in time, but Joker falls to the ground with the helicopter, which is almost destroyed by fire. Amander goes home in a helicopter, but on the way she is attacked by Enchantress minions. The helicopter she is riding in crashes to the ground, and eventually the monsters take her away. Thinking that her boyfriend, Joker, is dead, Harley rejoins the team of Flag and Deadshot. On the other hand, the Incubus takes his sister's heart from Amander and merges it with the Enchantress's body. Enchantress has regained her heart, so her powers are stronger than before, and she is trying to control Amander as well. Deadshot unexpectedly discovers some secrets that Amender and Flag have been hiding, and he advises Flag to tell them all the truth without hiding anything. Flag is no longer a secret to his team members and has opened up the truth. In fact, 3 days ago, a non-human entity appeared at the subway station, and Flag went to investigate with a witch called the Enchantress, who had taken over his wife's body, and the witch escaped from their control. Just like that, Amender hurts the witch through her heart, and the incubus protects her, and the unexpected happens when Deadshot and his team realize the truth. They leave Flag alone and go into a bar to drink whiskey and rest for a while. Arriving at the bar and drinking beer and whiskey, the pyrokinetic boy confesses that he has a happy family, but one day he loses control of his fire powers and kills his family with his own hands. At the same time, Flag, who is left alone outside, comes into the bar and tells them that the witch has taken control of his wife's body and that if their group doesn't help him, he will lose the only person he loved forever, and he requests that they save his lover. Flag then allows the group to live freely, handing over to Deadshot the letters that his daughter sends to her father every day. Deadshot comes out of the bar boasting Flag that even if everyone calls him a piece of shit, his daughter's love for him will not diminish one bit. Just like that, the group leaves for the building where the witch Enchantress is, and Killer Croc and Flag's platoon of Navy SEALs go into the flooded tunnel below the building where the Enchantress and her brother are. Flag and his team are preparing the necessary things before facing Enchantress, who is already very powerful, and Sword Lady is looking at the sword in her hand and talking about how if she dies in this battle, she will be with her beloved darling. In fact, this girl accidentally stabs her boyfriend with this knife, and she thinks that his soul is trapped in this knife. Just like that, Flag and Deadshot's group get close to where the witch Enchantress is, and the witch knows they are coming and shouts for them to come out of hiding. The witch tries to control their minds using her powers, but Pyrokinetic Boy and Flag quickly try to stop the witch from doing her evil deeds as they explain to the group that what they see in their minds is not real but an illusion. But her brother Incubus arrives and starts attacking their group, and Sword Lady cuts off Incubus's hand with her sword and destroys it, but a new hand regenerates. A Pyrokinetic Boy attacks Incubus with his hand, releasing a lot of flames, but he is kicked out due to their unequal strength. The rest of the members try to stop Incubus, but they can't match his strength, so Incubus kicks them all, and they fall to the ground. The Pyrokinetic Boy gets back up from the place where he fell, releasing flames throughout his body, transforms into a giant fireman with a body size larger than Incubus, and starts attacking Incubus, Killer Croc, and the SEALs, who are in the flooded tunnel below the building. Activate the boom, and the fireman forces Incubus to reach the boom and begin to detonate it. The witch, enraged by the death of her brother, Incubus, uses Amender's memory and begins to destroy every important place on Earth. Enchantress transforms from the body of the beautiful Dr. Moon back to her original form and begins to attack Flag and Deadshot's team. Enchantress uses her teleport power to attack Flag and the group non-stop, and even when Deadshot shoots her, her body is not harmed at all. The witch tries to kill Boomerang with her sword, but Killer Croc arrives and throws her body away. The Enchantress tells them she had mercy on them earlier and destroys the weapons they were all holding. The witch tells them to give them one last chance and threatens to join her, or they will all die. While the others are not interested in joining the witch, Harley tells the witch that she will join her if she can bring her dead boyfriend, the Joker, back to life. The witch replies that she can give her anything she wants, and Harley approaches the witch and cuts the witch's chest with a sword on the ground and takes out her heart. Flag quickly takes out an explosive weapon and hands it to Killer Croc, and Deadshot quickly asks for a gun from Harley. Killer Croc throws the explosive weapon in his hand at the location of the witch's magic weapon, and Deadshot makes sure to use his gun to detonate the weapon. But the witch tries to stop Deadshot by using her daughter to control his mind, but he realizes that it is not real, but the witch's trick, and quickly detonates the boom and destroys the magic weapon. The witch is heartless and unable to attack their group, so Flag reveals her heart and orders her Dr. Moon back, but the witch replies that she can't come back as her body is fully fused with Dr. Moon. And Flag finally has no choice but to destroy the heart, and the witch dies. With the witch dead, Dr. Moon regains consciousness, and the two lovers reunite, sharing kisses with each other to the point of envy among the people watching this video. Deadshot and the supervillains think they are free, but Amender, who is still alive, arrives and shows them the device that controls the nanobooms around their necks, thanking them for joining the government and giving them a 10-year prison sentence reduction. At least one of their demands is granted, and Deadshot is allowed to see his daughter once before going back to prison. Before entering the prison, Deadshot says goodbye to his beloved daughter and returns to the prison together with Harley and his team. While Harley is getting ready to drink coffee in the iron cage, some armed soldiers arrive, and they wipe out any guards waiting at the entrance to the cage. The door of the cage is destroyed with a hacksaw, and when the soldier who seemed to be the leader takes off his mask, he is the Joker. Harley is overjoyed to learn that her boyfriend, the Joker, is not really dead but still alive, and the two lovers are finally reunited. If you want to watch more videos like this, like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much and I will see you guys next time.